Let's rock and roll.
Namaste everyone, this is Kalyani Pantangi, and on behalf of Intelliace Solution, I would like to say hi to all. Today we have Anu Nadimpalli, or rather I should call her sister Anu Nadimpalli, because we both belong to G100 and she is the country chair for G100 Oneness and Wisdom, and I'm the country chair for G100 Mentoring and Motivation, so we are sisters there. And now, what is this all about? Why are we two here together? Let me just share my screen and show you what is this all about. So here you see that we have, what do you say, Journey to Decarbonization. And this is the talk show all about. And in this talk show today, I'm going to connect with Anu, and we are going to discuss how the decarbonization began in her life, in her business, and what is the impact she is creating. The reason why I chose Anu today is because she inspires me a lot through her work. She does so much to the society, so much to all the sisters around us, so much through art, and so much through all the activities she's involved in. And you can literally see that she's pouring her soul into it. She's pouring all the energy, and that is very contagious. I want that energy to catch up with all of us, and we should be further motivated to do what we are doing. So without taking any further time, so over to Sister Anu. Anu, please introduce yourself and let us know what you're doing.
Hello, Kalyani. You are amazing. Thank you so much. Wow, what a wonderful introduction. Thank you so much. And you saying how much I'm doing is a huge honor, because I know all the incredible things that you are doing for our planet, for our community, for G100, for so many things, in so many ways. So this is a huge honor that you have even chosen me for this interview. So thank you so much. My name is Anu Nadimpalli. And the best thing I can say is I pride myself in giving art a soul because I have a selfish reason for this, and I want art to cure all diseases, everything. I want art in legal. I'm working even with that, by the way, in the legal system, because I feel like, and when I say art, it can be anything. It can be paintings like what I have here. I'm here, but art can speak in so many languages. Singing, music, dancing. So that's what my purpose in life is, to give art a soul by making it wearable, livable, and collectible. So as a company, we are a bespoke B2B silk scarf and sustainable art apparel online store created by women for women.
Wow.
So we are proud. We are very proud to say that we disrupt the norm, like you mentioned, Kalyani. I somehow, following rules doesn't, sit well for me. I like to get learn all the rules and say, okay, how about we bend them a little bit and make them, for our own sake. So I like doing things exclusively for people and companies, and have been very lucky to have been doing that for more than 5 years. And for me, at this juncture, I feel like my calling is
I love what you said about involving women, including women, and making women do what it is. But for me, I personally feel art itself is a language. It's a universal language, independent of all the other languages in this world, and only artists can understand an artist.
I hope that's wonderfully said. I hope that artists can understand other people's soul in a way that we can collaborate and work together. So that I because this is and the way I'm talking right now, it comes from my background of architecture. I wanted, ever since I was 18 years old, I wanted to be an architect, and just the studying masters in architecture and all of that. What happens, again, I have a deep respect for architects and designers and artists, mainly because of this, because what we do is we give our soul to you, so you can flourish. And that is what I learned that was my foundation. So I take that same philosophy in what I'm doing right now, and that is art apparel, sustainable art apparel. That is another journey that started, ever since I guess I was born, through my parents. But yeah, we could get into that too. Eventually.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's really amazing. That's wonderful. I'm super excited to know more about what you're doing. So to begin with, I just want to understand, how did you start your journey to sustainability, or what was the trigger point that said, enough is enough, now let me become more sustainable in life, more eco-friendly, and do something for the environment?
So the funny thing is that I think it was inculcated in me from childhood. It's just that, you take a lot of things from your childhood for granted, So, like, I'll give you an example, while you're growing up, your mom always says, okay, don't waste your food, and, don't buy things that you don't need, don't throw away, if you can give it away to somebody
Wow.
who needs it. All those things, you hear through your life, through your childhood, but really, does it really sink in? So I think it was, like I just mentioned, my foundation as an architectural designer, when I was doing my postgraduate education, it was basically, that was when I actually understood the importance and value of living sustainably. When you're building structures or, interior spaces or whatever, it really spoke to me. Like, for example, we were doing in one of our college projects, we were doing a stadium. The stadium is, you look at a stadium, you imagine a concrete block.
Right.
But I was imagining a tree. I was imagining a tree with its branches being the bleachers and those kinds of things, So it's just, those were the things that made sense to me, where you are taking, you're learning from nature and putting it in practice. And I've been very fortunate. I've been doing that even as a commercial artist later. It got translated through my scarves, and apparel, but an artwork. Like I keep saying, I remember one of my artist friends, she would say, why are you drawing birds all the time? And the funny thing is, I don't draw birds. I'm an intuitive artist, and I just do. If you've seen intuitive painting, it's all over the place. But that's the thing, people were seeing, people see what they wish to see. But I was seeing birds. So like my paintbrush was automatically drawing birds. So that kind of thing, So yeah, so that just translated into my work and company, and I've been, very fortunate to have people also respond to that, and they want me to do more birds and more more nature, and I'm
But
surrounded by birds.
actually speaking, it is very calming to be around nature and anything related to nature, right? I mean, I love that. See, The very fact that you're moving your brush, and as a painter, when you're doing, you're not sure what you're doing, but it comes out so beautiful, like a super masterpiece, and it turns out to be something close to nature. That shows how beautifully you're attached to the nature, and anything you're able to relate it to nature. That's amazing. I even like the fact when you said you were talking about the stadium, the building, the concrete building, but you were looking it as a tree. That actually indicates for me that you are very closely routed to nature and closely connected to nature, because of which you are able to relate everything to it. No, I do it most of the time, so I know what you mean. Wonderful, wonderful. So I want to
Yeah.
ask this triggers my next question, Anu. So what steps are you taking? Because you're related to art, and art has so many things into it. It's evolved with so much of artificiality and so much of chemicals getting involved, for example, in painting only. But what exactly are you doing to stay grounded and stay connected to nature?
Yeah, thank you so much. That's a very beautiful question. So, simply put, I started painting very late in my life. So I mean, like when I say very late, it's 40s. People generally paint from their childhood, but yeah, in my 40s. And what I started doing was I said, I don't want to paint on, regular paper or canvas. So I started painting on leaves. So
Wow.
speaking of
Wow.
nature, and I've got drawers full of leaves, and I've got, yeah. So those things then I but then what happens is the architect or the designer in me wants to do something more, because I don't do art just for art's sake. I want my art to do something for you and uplift and enhance. So what I started doing was, I started using I started using inculcating photography in it. I'm a professional photographer too, and things like that. And I started putting layers like that of photography and my designer on top of each other. And now what happens is this becomes a mural for a luxury interior, or it becomes a beautiful scarf, like I said,
Yeah.
or it becomes an apparel. So those kinds of things that I started doing, and this so and it starts with what? It starts with my painting on a leaf. So, and yeah, so it was a beautiful journey. I mean, just layers that I created. I cannot help myself. I always think outside the box. And so, and again, the colors and theme and everything is all bespoke. So those are what are the most important things to me. Another thing that's very important to me is just the woman, being a woman, I mean, and seeing the woman's journey throughout. I mean, I have been very fortunate to have lived in India, USA, and now in Spain. And so just looking at the journey, of women, how, what we have taken, and seeing the labor force in women. And so what I started doing was, I, I, I have two main things that are very important to me. And first of all is women's labor. We are creating a program to enhance that and celebrate that. And then there's another one where we choose materials very, very carefully, like our silk. I mean, like I have this thing here with me. It's called modal silk.
Wow.
This is my artwork, and you'll see my artwork in all of them, of course. But this is my
Beautiful.
artwork on modal silk, and modal silk is basically 85% beechwood, okay, and 15% silk. So this kind
Wow.
of things, So now, for me, because, and again, it comes back to my architectural background of materials, it's very important to touch and feel these materials, which are, this is like butter to me. It's so soft. And then there's
No,
the silk.
I
No,
totally
no.
agree because see, now there is so much of nylon and silk made out of nylon called as nylex. These are all some material which can actually remain in the environment for next 500, 600 years and still be a pollution. But what you're doing with peach wood, it actually decomposes over a period of time and gets involved again, goes into the environment again. That is amazing, amazing. Can you just throw a little a highlight on the material you specifically choose and the colors you choose?
Okay, so first material. So the materials that I specifically chose are naturally natural and organic. So silk is one, the simplest, it's a sustainable product, but we are going a step beyond, where we are saying not just silk, but we want to focus on cruelty-free silk. And
Wow.
what I mean by that is, again, we're very fortunate in India. There are it's amazing how they're already doing this thing called airy silk. There's this cruelty-free silk where the silkworms are not killed off. So what happens is they have silkworms have a lifespan of 45 days, approximately.
Right,
So
right.
what happens is normally in silk production, they take the first batch and of the silk, they grow like hair. And then they just, okay, I'm done with you, go home, go away, kind of thing. They just, boil them to death. So there's this amazing organization in India, actually, that started in Assam. It started with us in Assam, where what they do is they don't kill them off. And then they
Wow.
just put them back after the first batch of, taking the silk of the silkworms. They put them back on a lattice kind of arrangement. They put the silk there, and then the next batch grows. They grow their hair again, their silk again, take the next batch. So, and then now we have grades. So
Correct.
this batch goes for scarves, this batch goes for blankets, whatever, so like
Right,
that.
right, right.
And silk is wonderful because it keeps you cool in summer and it keeps you warm in winter. So
Winter.
it's an
Right.
amazing organic material, that we are very, fortunate in India to be having it. So that's one. And then there's others where I source from some amazing places where, again, I do incredible research, incredible painstaking research. And I source from these places where they don't do polyester. I mean, you're talking about nylon. I'm telling you, polyester,
Yes.
the plastic, it has these plastic microfibers on top, and every time we wash polyester, all those, where are they going? All those plastic, they just get out and they go into the water system.
Yes, yes.
See how important this is, and how you feel it, how important
Right,
this is. I want our viewers also to understand. You and I, Kalyani, are so passionate about this,
right, right,
I mean,
right.
how, like those microfibers, I mean, when I heard that, I said, oh my God, what do I do? So that kind of thing. So what we do, I source from places where we don't do poly, we do eco poly, and
Right.
where there's a whole process. And then we do other we're exploring banana fiber and
Wow.
chicken feather wool. That's another whole story, by the way, chicken feather wool and banana fiber. But right now we are already doing bamboo fiber, and we're doing, like I said, eco poly, and we've got a bunch. So
Wonderful. That's so inspiring, Anu. That's really inspiring because you're going to plant fiber, you're even touching on the animal fiber without killing those
yes,
creatures. At the same time, you're trying to be as eco-friendly and you're considering the comfort of the people who wear it in all seasons.
exactly. And we are making them beautiful. What else do you want?
Yes, yes, totally. I agree. I agree. I totally agree. Amazing. Kudos to you and your team for this.
Thank
It's
you so much.
amazing. So inspiring. Now, Anu, I just want to ask you, in the process of going ahead and attaining this, there were a lot of trial and error, there is learning. And during that process, we connected and you joined with SME Climate Hub and you are extensively advocating for it. What kind of challenges you feel that you faced it, you conquered it, and now you're on top of the world because you conquered it?
I'm not sure I'm still on top of the world because the problem is like I think we are still in a place where we've got challenges. We still we really need we have a lot of challenges, and so thank you. That was a wonderful question again. So through this process, what I have noticed is that um, retailers, fashion retailers and high fashion retailers, they are struggling with taking the unsold and returns out and I mean out of their channels so they can be ready for the new batch, for their new batch. So so it's it's what the European Environment Agency calls take, make, and waste culture.
Wow.
So we're all in this. We're all in it together, And so what's happening is that there's every second. Okay, I'll give you a statistic here. Every second there's a truckload of unused returns, that are being burnt or buried in a landfill somewhere. And so it's that bad right now. I mean, I keep saying we all wear clothes.
Right.
We all wear clothes. Let
Right.
us responsibly dispose.
Right.
Okay. Okay. And so it's all our responsibility. So that was one big challenge that I noticed. And I said, okay, I'm a small company. I can afford to do something about it, or at least attempt to do something about it and help the big conglomerates, or even actually for me, it's the smaller conglomerates, smaller um, retailers. The big ones will follow. But yeah, so that was one big thing, overstock, dead stock of fast fashion. So what we
Right.
started doing was we said, no, we want to be on demand and bespoke. So we'll do it whatever you want to your brand and to your taste and to whatever it is that you need, but we're going to do it on demand. We're
Wow.
not going to send you thousands of materials that you're going to, and then you're going to get a lot of returns back, and you're going to get a
Right.
lot of unsold items, and you're going to dump them. No, we're just going to give you on demand, and even if you want more, we'll give you more. But that was our commitment.
No,
So then there was
actually, I see that you are actually reducing waste over there in the process.
exactly, and we're reducing. So there's a whole statistical data about how, because of this online culture, thanks to COVID, we have so many returns, and the shopkeepers, the retailers, they are getting overwhelmed by the returns, because I just place an order. It's so convenient for the customer, right? Place an order, and then it doesn't fit me. I don't like it anymore. I return it. What happens to all those returns? So they're getting overwhelmed. The retailers and luxury retailers, high fashion retailers, they're getting overwhelmed. So this was one way of reducing it, reducing the burden on them, first of all, and for the environment. So that was one big thing. And another thing very quickly I'm going to say is the other part of the cycle, that is textile waste. Whatever excesses that you have, like you cut this, and fashion designers, do all the cutting? What happens to all the extra waste? So that we are addressing also right now, actually.
Wow.
And we're doing it on a very tiny scale right now, but our goal is obviously to grow much more, and because we can do it.
Right.
And what we're doing is we're calling it rags to high fashion.
Wow.
So
Wow.
the rags, we want your rags.
I know. I know.
We want your rags. So then what we'll do is we'll create magic with it, and we will create apparel, we'll create accessory. We are already creating
That's wonderful.
accessories. And this is, you'll see it in my website. It's called Amma's Atelier, where, it started with my mom, very proud to say. But
Wonderful.
we're doing it, of course, but our plan is to take it to a grander scale. So rags to high fashion. And then comes, last but not least, we women, okay, we are all about, free size, right? I mean, like
Yes.
one day I'm like this, and the other day I'm like this, and then the other day I'm like this. I'm talking about the size, so what we are doing is we are creating a free size and flex design apparel.
Wow. That's wonderful. That's a boon for people like me.
Oh, me too. You're telling me you should see how I was 20 years ago and now how I am. Yes, and we women, all of us go through this, and there are so many phases that we have in our lives. So free size apparel is designed specifically to cater to the natural changing shape of a woman's form through the years.
Wow. That's
So we
wonderful.
don't have to keep buying new wardrobe all the time.
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, oh my God, I don't fit in this now. I have to dump this whole wardrobe. And then you see what I'm saying? So even the retailers will love that, because now they can sell to more range of people, more range
Right.
of uh, clientele. So then the flex design I love, where now let's see. I've got a wrap skirt. Okay. Today I feel like wearing a wrap skirt, but then tomorrow I don't want to wear this wrap skirt. I want to wear a frock. But I love this design. So what do? I wear it as a frock.
Right. Um,
Flex design.
it's right. It's convertible. It's so
It's
beautiful.
convertible. So
Yes.
so we're doing those kinds of things. We design those kinds of
Wonderful.
apparel, because a woman, I know I'm a woman. So I know how it is. We feel one way, one day we want that, and then the next. So flex design apparel caters to a woman's indulgence in having more options to accessorize her wardrobe.
Wonderful. That's so wonderful. And you know what? You actually touched upon a very sensitive thing that most of the women in this world face. Like today you feel really like very healthy, tomorrow you're normal, day after tomorrow you're shrunk down, and
Yeah,
every time changing the wardrobe is a challenge. And
yeah,
that's where most of the women go for more clothes. We give away
yeah,
more clothes, you
yeah.
know, based on the situation. But this is amazing. This is amazing. I just don't know how to express
Thank
in
you.
words. Like you're actually creating a trend or a revolution in this fashion industry by encouraging such kind of this things that people want to adopt, and people will ask, because need is the mother of all innovations, right? You show them the taste and flavor of it, then the demand becomes high, then there is no option but to find a channel for supply, and supply with organic and reusable stuff. It's amazing. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
So
Thank you so much.
just to end, we have come to the end of our talk, Anu. Just to end, I want to ask you is what are your plans for the next few years? What do you plan, or how do you go about advocating this? Because you're working with all corporates and a lot of organizations and MNCs. How do you envision this project of yours, and what are your plans for this project?
Thank you so much for this question, because this is another beautiful thing that we just started. And we want people like you to accept it and spread the word for us, because we're a small company and we want to remain a small company with gorgeous, amazing associates, where we can, spread our wings and fly, right? Like G100. So our latest endeavor, it includes making it convenient for our high fashion B2B clientele to dispose of their unsold and material excesses responsibly. So we are launching this new program. It's called Repair Ambassadors. So
Wow.
we are identifying repair. Again, it's not repair, but we are
Repair. Right.
repairing them up with designated expert advisors and ambassadors, where now what happens is they have a channel to dispose of their unsold and excesses. Unsold
Wonderful.
excesses and their waste excesses. So that's basically it. And this is what we want to do. We want our ambassadors, you can be sure, I should say, you can be sure that our designated repair ambassadors will take care of your returned, unsold, overstock, obsolete, damaged, recalled, and defective apparel and textiles by making sure they are recycled, reused, disassembled, repaired,
Wow.
and upcycled.
Wow. That's amazing. A big hug to you from me,
Say,
all the way from Bangalore to Barcelona.
absolutely, always hug. Big hug.
Well, Anu, I just want to tell to all the people who are watching, you are interested in the project what Anu is doing. You want to partner with her, you want to go about buying stuff, you want to encourage the team that she's connected with, because she's not just connected with the team in Barcelona, she's connected with all the artisans based in India who are manufacturing the cloth, who are into manufacturing the dyes that she used, and
Yes.
creativity is hers, and that will be a massive encouragement for her creativity so that she can think, and your suggestions are valuable for her too. So you want to partner, you want to support, you want to reach out, please go through the email address and the website mentioned down and reach out to Anu anytime. And her LinkedIn link is also mentioned down, her Facebook and all the other social media links are mentioned down in this video. Write your comments. Feel free to reach out to Anu, because as a woman, she's trying to do her best bit to this climate to save our planet. Encourage her. Yeah, Anu, I want to know if you want to add a few more words just before we come to the end of our discussion.
So very quickly, so yeah, what we need is you, and that is, we are associated with not only the retailers, but we are associated with organizations, foundations, charity, and all that, who need. So there's three types of, we are three, the triangle, we are three big dots in this triangle. So one is us, that's we are creating, we are, taking whatever you give us and creating magic. But then there's the user, and then there's this repair where sorry, where we have organizations, where we have the need, people who need, and we don't need the retailers to dump them. So our ambassadors will channel them and make your life easy, the retailer's life easy, and their life fulfilled, because now they are giving it to the people who need. So the three main points here. And just final advice I would like to close with is, sustainable living does not have to be complicated. Okay, it could be as simple as encouraging and buying from those companies that follow responsible techniques And there are so many out there. I hunt them down like anything, and I fulfill my life just by watching the amazing things that they're doing because I want to partner with them. So
Wonderful.
that's my thing. And then say no. Start saying no to companies that are deliberately polluting the environment, because we have that power. You see, the consumer has that power. And again, you don't need to be an activist and you don't have to make a big deal. Just stop buying. Stop taking plastic bags. That's I mean, carry your own bags. So simple things like that. And we are 1 billion plus. So if one of us does it 1 billion times, it gets expanded. And finally, to feel good about doing good for your environment, your community, and your family, and ultimately yourself.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's amazing, Anu. That's amazing. Thank you so much, Anu, for catering your time, for giving us the knowledge of what you're doing, how you're doing, and sharing the challenges you faced and what exactly we can do to support you and how people can reach out to you. Amazing, Anu. Another thing I was thinking while you were talking about all this, Anu, personally, this is my feedback. All of us wear clothes.
Yes.
Whichever field, whichever industry, whichever thing, clothes is a common thing. Food, clothes, vehicles, some of the common things that bind us. And you're touching the most sensitive part, because what touches us the most is our clothes. And you're touching the most sensitive part. And
yes, exactly. That's the thing. We all wear clothes. We all wear clothes. So let us responsibly dispose.
Right. Very true. I totally agree with you. 200 thumbs up to what you say.
It's really as simple as that. I mean, I like to keep things simple, because if we keep it too complicated, nobody will do it. It's really, none of us, even you and I, won't do it. But really, we can make it as simple as that. We just responsibly dispose.
True.
And that way, we are not throwing away our future in droves.
True, very true. And when I say future, it's just not for us, even for our future generations, which we have to take care. Because I believe we borrowed this planet from our future generations. It's not ours. We borrowed it from them. So when we return it, we have to return with great responsibility and acute care being taken on this. And this is the time. So thank you so much, Anu. It's highly inspiring.
Thank you
thoroughly
so much,
encouraging.
Kalyani. This is such an honor. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We feel blessed, and see you soon with more talk, and wish you all the best at your business and your artwork and everything that you're doing, and wishing your team all the best. Thank you so much, Anu.
You too. Thank you so much.